Another episode of Egosition. I'm sorry that we took a week off. That was Adepticon's fault, but it was awesome. In the last episode, after figuring out a little bit more about the Blessed Faith, the Acolytes decided to meet up with Adrian. Actually, they didn't really decide. They kind of just bumped into him. After a short foray of words, that's a sentence. Anyway, after a long conversation between Curon and, oh my god, Adrian, they decided to be his personal bodyguards and protect him at his home. This had two, how do I want to say this? Oh, also my little Tau picture is here. Boop. There we go. There was two reasonings for doing this. One, the Acolytes needed a place where the Blessed Faith did not know where they were located. And two, Curon started to get a little bit close with Adrian. And we joined them in the ballroom. Okay. So, while the Acolytes are busy exploring the house and everything, Adrian and Curon are in the middle of the ballroom. Adrian holding very closely onto Curon, taking him step by step through a walkthrough of, well, just some nice casual dancing. Curon, I need you to make an not agility. Let's go with athletics.
Athletics? Alright. Oh.
Oh wow, you're apparently really good on your feet.
Good.
Even with your bad leg, you're still pretty slick on your feet. As the dancing continues, Adrian looks closely at you, snuggling against you. And you're very good at this.
Right. Thank you. I had a bit of practice in the past.
Oh. Good. The two dance for what seems like hours, while the other Acolytes are up to, well, no good in the household. So, other Acolytes, what are you guys currently doing in the household?
Focusing in my room, contemplating the situation. But at this moment, I think I'm going to rise and start to look about and see if I can find out where Curon is, because I have a few things I need to discuss with him.
Also, we have been here for like a couple of days, right?
I want to say like a day or two has gone by. Also, we have an actual image, which I'm going to try to show on screen, of the cute little puppers.
Okay. Never mind.
Boy.
It's adorable. It is currently with Stella in the room. Boop.
I'm assuming it comes with me to look throughout the house to find out where Curon is.
It stays very close to you, its tongue drooping from its weird segmented jaw.
I'll pet it affectionately whenever I get the opportunity.
It lets out a small little hiss, but it seems more playful than an actual cry.
If it wants to play, we're going to have to play another time. We need to find Curon.
Okay, so
Wow.
you're now wandering around the house.
Yes.
While this is happening, I'm going to be in the library with Ratep here, and he's going to be specifically looking for archives on this building and just any information pertaining to the household owners and history of them and so on and so forth. Perhaps could I do a lore check of some kind? Maybe
Yeah.
either
More awareness because you're searching for documents in a library.
would scrutiny be okay with that? Using scrutiny to determine to look through documents and stuff.
That would be just determining the legitimacy of the document.
Okay, alright.
So awareness, then if you find anything, scrutiny.
Gotcha. Alright. Well, I'll use intelligence awareness in this case.
Yep.
It would be. Should get that trained. Alright, rolling. Nope.
Unfortunately, you don't find the documents pertaining to the house, but you do find that the library is quite extensive, holding books of, well, copies of certain books that you've read before.
One thing of note I would like to ask then, is there any servitors or any sort of terminal nodes about? Like, for like any sort of network nodes or anything where I could access with the library? Any computers or something like that?
Along the walls of the library itself, you see a small servitor with spider-like legs crawling throughout the library itself, putting books away, taking books out, recopying the books, and putting them back. It seems like he's on like an endless task, but that would be the closest thing to what you're looking for.
I'm going to approach it, and I just ask the simple question of... I ask two questions. I ask, Servitor, I am looking for two different subject genres of books. One for agricultural and horticultural studies, and the other for any documentation regarding this establishment and its ownership.
In a hiss, the thing blares out a binary code at you.
Okay. Would I be able to write this down?
It's very,
Binary codes
very
is ones and
quick.
zeros, really quick.
Okay, I note that, and I just, I ask, potential to translate that into Low Gothic, please. Or High Gothic. Either or works.
The thing looks at you puzzled. Its spider-like legs letting go of the bookshelf itself and crouching in front of you. Surprisingly, this thing is actually standing lower than you. Like, from the look of it, it looked like it would try to rear up and be as tall as you, but no, it's pretty close to the ground. It looks up at you. Documents unfound. Will need to search. Give couple hours. Must finish primary task.
I nod. I just state, satisfactory. And I just kind of leave it to do its business, and I'll return in 2 hours.
Okay. It climbs back onto the wall and grabs another book and walks back to a table and starts writing.
The only other thing I would do is maybe just kind of walk around the rooms, investigate the house a little bit more, and look at open spaces and such.
Do an awareness check for me, just flat awareness.
Sure. Perception based?
Yep.
Okay. Nope.
Nothing seems out of the ordinary, and you start walking towards the ballroom, or wherever you were actually heading.
Do I see Rotep in the hallways?
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Rotep, have you found anything?
I look over, I just state, there is a large central library to this complex. There seems to be one lone servitor in there that's just organizing and cataloging books. I asked it to retrieve any books pertaining to the ownership and documentation on this household. Otherwise, nothing of import.
Be sure to get back to me when you do get those books and documents from that servitor. Have you seen Huron?
No, but if I had to place any guesses, he would likely be with that, what was his name? That Adron fellow? Adrian? Whatever the skinny lad's name was.
I already knocked on both of their doors. Neither of them answered.
They're probably out and about somewhere. Maybe having food. I don't know. I reckon we should just look around for them.
Okay, let's see what we can find.
Stella, roll an awareness test.
Keen intuition.
Oh yeah.
I'm not seeing it on my end yet.
Thank you, Toby, though it didn't help.
Yeah, no dice.
Thank goodness I didn't fate point it.
Okay, there it is. Okay. You can both sort of hear a melody playing throughout the house. Kind of like classical Terra music.
Could I roll Lore Imperium to discern what type of music, like more so like it's classical Terra music, but like the theme of the song, or actually what the song is?
Yep.
Sure. All right.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, as you listen to the melody, it clicks in your head that it is from one remembrancer from way, way, way back in the old days of Terra. This remembrancer was renowned for her singing, but unfortunately she was lost when a void ship exploded. The song is of almost that same story. Almost as if she predicted her own death.
That's kind of ominous. Ratap just kind of just perks his ears up and kind of looks around. And can I discern that's coming from the ballroom at all, or anywhere in particular, or?
As far as you can tell, it's just playing throughout the house's speaker system.
Okay. I just kind of... Would I know that if people would, like... What would people do to this song in particular? Like, is it sort of like a romantic song, or is it like a relaxing song? Like, what's the general vibe this song gives off?
Tragic romance.
Okay. All right, then. I'm going to... Ratip just says, this song, this is a ballad of a sort, rather a tragic one, kind of soppy if you ask me. I reckon that the two lover boys are out and about somewhere within these halls. Would he know about, Yeah, I'm gonna quit asking. I'm just gonna say...
Oh, the song itself's name is The Piercing of Glass.
Gotcha. Alright, well, Ratep will just turn to Stella and he'll just mention... The song here that's playing is called The Piercing of Glass. Kind of a soppy romantic tale. Some singer went off to travel far, far away from their lover, and then an accident occurred. Kind of ironic that the singer in question actually died about 2 decades later in an accident almost similar to what she prescribed in her own song. kind of sappy, if you ask me. You have any ideas where Kieran and Skinny Boy could be, Stella?
I'll look over and say, that's a very ominous thing to say. I actually thought the song was quite beautiful, but now that you give me some background to it, I'm not quite sure. If I had to guess, it would either be in the front room or the ballroom downstairs.
Ratap's just going to take an educated guess. I'll roll logic if you really want me to, but he's just going to say this. Ominous, sappy romantic music playing. And yes, context does ruin everything, doesn't it? But I digress.
I'll give
If I had to guess, they're probably in the ballroom. Sounds like the most central place to be. Front room isn't really that, well, unless they're going out the door, I suppose, but reckon the ballroom is as good as any other place.
Oh, it seems like a lot for 2 people, but I suppose our host is a bit extravagant. Let's go check it out. And I guess you're right. Context does seem to ruin everything.
Yeah, he kind of smiles at it and he just says, "Aye, indeed. First thing I learned as a scribe, never spout the facts behind the fiction. It really doesn't make friends."
I'll remember to keep that in mind while we're here.
You know, I was just about to go over to Titus, but he'll be right back.
Alright, well, yeah, we trot to the Wizard of Oz and we go to the ballroom, I guess.
Before you do get there, I do want Titus to get a second to do what he is doing. So I know what he is doing. He is downstairs in the medical bay of this place, this big house, this almost mansion.
Villa.
He's looking over all of this surgical equipment, looking over the staff that's down there, and it's only just 2 Medicaid servitors, nothing really, like, too ridiculous.
Are there any servants in this house?
There are servants in this house.
Okay.
They're surprisingly, well, their skin isn't entirely transparent. It looks kind of like these guys are healthy.
Oh, weird. So they're off-worlders.
Yep.
So there has been servants passing by this house and whatnot. They're presumably wearing a uniform of some sort, right?
Yep, dress and tie, or, yeah. Anyway, with Titus, who is downstairs in the medical room.
Yes, I'm currently poring over everyone's medical records, and I'm kind of especially keeping an eye on Kieran's and Stella's. And I just wanted to kind of go over and see, like, from my current reports, whether or not there's any issues with any of the injuries that Kieran has taken, along with his prosthetic or cybernetic leg, if there's any rejection going on, as well as if I see any weird symptoms going on with Stella from my past reports till present.
Roll a Medicaid.
Cool.
Yeah, okay, so with Stella's records, you notice that a few things are, well, missing. And it almost appears like they're just completely blacked out, and this shouldn't be the case, but from everything else that you've read on the paper, she seems fine, perfectly healthy. Kieran is not... His leg isn't rejecting, it's just not fully accepting the augmetic that's attached to him, mostly because of its poor quality. So eventually you're going to start seeing rejection on his leg.
Okay. Would I know, being Adeptus Biologist, is there any way I could, so I'm assuming me knowing that his body is not necessarily accepting nor rejecting it, he's probably in pain. Is there anything I could do to, like, lessen that? or at least ease the process into accepting it until we can find a better leg?
Just a few medicines and things like that to ease the pain, but you don't want to give him too much because it might lead to a dependence or the medicine itself might lead to further complications.
Okay, and then what about Rotep? Would I have noticed anything about him? And I can make another Medicare roll if you'd like.
No, this is good enough.
All right.
Rotep, you notice a lot of self-inflicted wounds.
Well, I remember how he acted during the festival, so those self-inflicted wounds are most likely part of his flagellation rituals, so I wouldn't really bother with those or really worry about them.
But aside from that, he seems perfectly physically healthy. His mental state, on the other hand, it teeters.
Okay. I'm just gonna say over the comm bead real quick that Curon and Stella, I would like to see you within the Medicaid facility as quickly as possible. There's some interesting things I would like to talk to you about. In private, of course. And as for you, Rotep, we might need to redo your psych evaluation.
I look over at Rotep and say, well, I guess I know where Curon will be.
I just kind of look over, and like, obviously this is probably coming from the intercoms. I just kind of look over strangely and just state, oh, he's probably worried about that whole fiasco with the Blessed Faith. It's all an act, I can assure you. I have absolved any sins that I have long ago. Trust me on that. And he kind of just rolls his eyes at that and kind of just looks kind of pissed at, actually, that he looks kind of angry at that. No,
I'll give an empathetic look and say, well, it's best to cooperate with Titus just to assure him of that.
Rotep just slowly nods and he just states, business is business. I will comply.
Curon, you can actually hear them asking you to go to the medical bay. Do you turn on the communication from your earpiece?
Sure.
Okay. So the second you reach your hand to your ear, Adrian looks at you. Is something the matter?
Oh, no, we'll have to continue another time. Titus needs to see me.
Yes, of course. He looks really disappointed looking at you.
I'll just, embrace him, I guess.
Aw.
Give him a hug.
Give that bug a hug. I'm just gonna be right back. Just grab some water.
Okay.
I will start heading towards the medical bay.
Likewise.
Alright, so as you let Adrian go, he walks back over to the piano, signaling for his servant to leave it, and he begins to play.
I'll wait at the doorway just to hear what he plays.
Roll an awareness plus 20.
Plus 20, oh boy, I don't think I have any points in awareness.
I kind of want you to know this one. Holy shit.
Good job.
Yes. So as he starts to play the song, it's very sad and it's almost a lonely pitch song. I don't have a name for the song.
Welcome back. That should be the name of the song.
What did I miss? Sorry.
Oh, Adrian just walked over to the piano, signaled his man away, and then started playing a song for Kieran.
What's the general like mood of the song or theme?
Depressing.
Depressing?
Tears of the
Okay.
Forsaken.
Call it Tears of a Saint.
Ooh, that one's good. Tears of the Forsaken, Tears of the Saint. I like this. Kieran, you are at the doorway.
You know, I'm just going to stand there for a second and walk over to him. I didn't know you could play the piano.
He looks at
That song a lot. Oh,
He looks at you while stroking the keys. Yes, my mother taught me.
I see. An awfully sad song. Right. And then I'm just gonna quickly lean down and kiss him on the forehead.
Aww. At that, he misses a few notes. And he starts going back to the song. And he just smiles. Okay,
I'm
so
going
now-
to.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I turned the micro bead back on and just tell Titus. Oh, hey Titus, I'll be a few minutes. I want to listen to this.
Not a problem, Kieran. It's just I need to speak with everyone before we continue on with anything else. When we do that is going to be when everyone gets here.
Alright. Then I'm just gonna stay with him until the song's over.
As Stella and Rotap walk past a big room with large doors, they can hear music coming from it.
Is that the ballroom?
It is indeed the ballroom.
Alright, I will open and look inside the ballroom.
I kind of just look over Stella's shoulder as she does it. Do I see the two of them in the background? Like Adrian and Kieran?
I'm just gonna say yes. You see him right as he kisses Adrian on the top of the head.
I put a hand on Stella's shoulder and I just say to her, best let them have the space.
Agreed. Let's go see Titus. And I'll close the door.
Yeah.
And you two make your way down to Titus.
Alright, so then they're walking into the medbay facility?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So I'm just going to turn around and greet them like, Rotep, Stella, it's good to see you. Now, I understand if you don't want to talk about these in front of each other, so whoever would like to go first can go first, and I'll call the next one in.
Well, that's up to you, Rotap. I'm more than willing to go first, unless you would like to.
Rotep kind of is pausing for a moment, thinking, and then he just states, well, as much as I would normally say that it's good to keep an archival with its secrets bound and so forth, when it comes to colleagues within our organization, especially one working under the same employer, I tend to disagree with that notion, at least for myself. You can ask me any question and I'll answer it within the company of you and other accomplices of our organization without fear or reprimand. I can assure you I have no mental problems, if that's what you're concerned with. And he kind of just looks over, just not super angrily, but just very straight-faced sort of deal at Buddy there.
I figured. So it's just, well, some of my questions did refer to the incident that we were party to, or privy to, back in the church. Granted, most of it I did just chalk up to your being faithful to your disguise, rather, of being a member wanting to see flagellation. However, there were little things that struck me as odd, and I just wanted to make sure that they were A, still part of the act, or B, if they were a part of, how do you say, resonance, I guess would be the best term to describe it. Because a lot of the wounds that you've had on your body were self-inflicted. I was just making sure that none of them brought up any unnecessary or unwanted emotion within the mission.
Ratap slowly nods and he says, "Reasonable. I suppose you want a synopsis of my background? Perhaps something of the sort? I'm not sure how extensive those documents go back, but back on my homeworld, most of the documentation was kept by men like me. And while I was rather fastidious over such things, well, let's just say that, well, I doubt they were keeping as, such a high standard of record-keeping as me, my fellow scribes and administrators. What would you like to know?"
I would like to know more about the rituals that you would complete, or you would endure on your homeworld that would cause some of these injuries, as well as if any that would affect higher cognitive function and or emotions.
He nods slowly. He just states, "Well, the first thing you must understand, out of character, what was the name of my planet again?" It was Traknor. Traknor.
I think it was like Praxis.
Praxis, yeah, we'll go with that. Praxis. He's just going to state, on my homeworld of Praxis, within the kingdom of Argush, there was a very certain and, in retrospect, abominable practice done by that kingdom. Literacy was something that was frowned upon. I came from what would equate to a middle-class family. They were educated. They were a minority ethnic group of that planet. And, well, there was a few ways to escape persecution, because literacy, you were either part of the king's scribery, or you were part of the noble families. If you were literate, you were seen as, well, something of a rebel, if that makes sense. There was a way to avoid persecution, though. My family introduced me to a missionary cult at a very young age. The monks there protected me and furthered my education. And in doing so, they taught me discipline. Part of that discipline was flagellation, disciplining yourself for sins, and forgiving yourself through the release of pain. Now, I lived a pretty disciplined and rather well-structured childhood. I think I'm a well-adjusted individual, and I learned about the great poets, drama artists, and actors, as well as other great philosophers and scholars of my homeworld and across the Imperium, and, well, you get an idea or two to do a mission. I can assure you that none of my past elements bring any considerable pain when it comes to flagellation. As a matter of fact, I see it as more of a flagellation actually has some humble memories, if I may say so. It was a way to bond with fellow brothers of the priesthood that I was part of during my youth. And then I became a scribe to the king because, well, my marks were noticed. I think that should give you a clear enough answer as to whether or not I have mental instability.
Understandable. Those rituals and keeping that in mind, it would make sense as to why your mental faculties were taxed in the situation and would cause these irregularities to form. I thank you. And that's all I would need of you.
Yeah, he just says one other thing. He just states, one of the core tenets, I'll state, of the faith I was part of at one point was discipline and a stoic manner. What is seen on the outside isn't always what is going on the inside. And that's all he leaves him with.
At that, I will stand up from the stool I was sitting on and say, well, Titus, what did you need to know about me?
After poring over your medical record, there were areas that are not filled out or have any information there. They're actually blackened out. And I was wondering if they were anything that I would have needed to know or worry about, considering your health.
I raise an eyebrow curiously and say, I'm not sure what information is missing.
What information was missing off of her sheet?
Sorry, writing real quick. The information missing from her sheet involves several battles that she was in. There's long periods of time where there is no actual reporting on her. Yet hospital time can still be seen. But what caused the wounds is blacked out.
And I would relay that information to Stella, and I'd be saying, and I would wondering what the injuries were, so that way I would know what to look forward going forward.
I give Titus a very concerned look and say, that is classified information, and unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to tell you. Rest assured, Titus, that the wounds have healed, and they won't be coming back up.
Very well. And my final question, I would actually like to speak with you in private. It's a bit more sensitive, if you catch my meaning.
Oh, I'd assumed that Ross had already left.
Has he left?
He would have asked whether or not you wanted privacy during this conversation or not, and he would have respected that either way. If not,
I would have.
We just sat down and rested.
Okay. Well, then at this moment, I'll say, well, Rawatap, if you don't mind stepping out for a moment.
He would just leave and just nod at you.
Cool. I would like to ask about in the church.
Yes.
And obviously I flip off my comm bead.
I'll flip off mine as well.
The liquid that she had you ingest, are you having any adverse side effects? I have not had the chance to scan what the liquid was, so I honestly would have no idea what it was.
Physically, I feel fine, but spiritually, I felt off ever since. I have a bad feeling about it.
Which is why I wanted to speak to you in private, because I felt that feeling as well. There's something not right about that church.
There's something not right about all of this. It's all too convenient. That's why I was hoping to get some time alone with Huron, but it seems Adrian is keeping him occupied.
I would agree to that lesser extent. However, I will be bringing that up to him when I speak to him as well, because I have my own concerns.
Remind him that we have to remain objective. I know I can trust you and Rawtep in that regard.
At the very least, yes. but other than that, you're not feeling anything physical, no nausea, indigestion, anything that would otherwise happen or cause or lead to any other symptoms?
No, I just need to meditate on the Emperor.
Very well, that is all I ask.
At the last second, even though your comm beat is off, you hear a crackle on it.
I give a concerned look and look down to it, and wordlessly I'm going to take it and hand it to Titus and try to mouth check it.
Alright, and then I'll flip it on. Or as in, like, you want me to check to see if there's anything wrong with the comm beat itself? Or...
Yeah, like, check it. See, because it flips static at me. It probably means someone's tapping into it.
Alright, I'll take a look at it and see if there's anything I could ascertain as to if we're being tapped or whatnot.
Okay. What is it? It's not security, it's something else.
Tech use?
Yeah, tech use.
Oh, or scrutiny with intelligence.
I'd rather take the tech use.
Go for it.
Both are applicable.
It's just I have 2 ticks in tech use and nothing in scrutiny.
I was gonna suggest taking the scrutiny myself, but my intelligence is a +3, so you go ahead.
Yeah. So what do I ascertain?
Oh, wow. Wait, no, I still haven't seen your roll.
29, target 53. So that's 3 degrees of success.
Okay. As you take a closer look at it, you hear the crackle one more time, but this time you hear your name on it.
Okay, so I'll flip it. I'll turn on the comm bead. Hello? This is Titus speaking.
Location.
Location to what?
They're found. Location. Posh.
Are these keywords from the Inquisitor?
I would assume. Would I recognize the voice?
Yes.
And it is?
Voot.
Okay. We'll be right there. Like, hold on, first off, would I be able to, like, figure out... Okay, so I got what I'm gonna say. Where are you? What location? Coordinates, and I'll start speaking in binary. Because binary is quicker than actual speech.
Even through binary, you only hear location. Judge is in desert.
Okay.
Must vehicle to Posh.
We'll be there. And then I'm going to, like, obviously I'm ending in binary. And so I turn to Stella and I'll relay at least the words of what she said, or what Goot said.
Do you have any idea what posh meant?
It sounds like a location, possibly, or a building. Is there any more static coming through, or is it done?
There is still a slight static.
Okay. Like, is he speaking into the comm bead anymore, or no?
There is no more voice coming from the comm bead.
Okay, cool. So it's just sparking. Well, that was Voot. Maybe we should ask Adrian whether or not if that name rings any bells. And we also need to procure a vehicle, and because as far as location,
but keep the information about the transmission a secret. Don't let him know about that. Just ask him if he knows the location.
And has a vehicle, because by the sounds of it, it's in the desert.
Right. He probably does.
You hear one more word come through. Well, one more sentence come through. Aurora is en route.
Oh, shit. I don't say that in character.
I would just kind of look at the the compy and go, and I reply back, hoping you can hear me. We'll keep our eyes open. Stay safe. And then
The static stops.
I look up at Titus and say, I think that may have been a warning for us.
It's a warning for both of us, as far as I'm concerned.
We should go find Kieran.
Indeed.
And then I'll indicate for Rorata to come with us.
So we're all going to go bust in on the ballroom and tell them what's up.
Yes. And we're going to tell them that we received, that we have reason to believe that Aura is on her way.
By the way, just letting you know, you can actually go to Voot in person. He's not that far.
Oh, so he's not. Oh, then yeah, I'd like to go speak to Voot myself.
Okay, well, yeah. Do you want to go alone or should I come with you?
Come with.
Okay, so me and Rotep will go with you.
You might want to get your entire party together.
Yeah, let's get Kieran. We gotta get Kieran.
Let's get the band back together, guys.
Yep, we're going on the road again.
So, as you walk into the ballroom, the music just about finishes. And you guys storm into the room.
Yep, I'm gonna walk straight over to Kieran.
Is something wrong?
No, don't worry about it, but there's something we have to attend to.
I just look over and I just state, Kieran, it's best you get ready. We have work that needs to be done. And as for you, our host, you needn't worry about it, as Stella said.
Yes, of course.
And I'm just gonna sigh and nod. Alright, fine. Get my gear. Go and get my stuff.
Adrian, do you have any transport that we might be able to borrow?
Well, that depends. Where are you traveling to?
Not that far. It's just local business that needs to be attended to.
Oh, yes, very well. You can take one of the just normal cars.
I will take your... Well, I'll take your worst auto carriage.
Ratap kind of just looks oddly over and it just kind of nods and just states, he just kind of looks over to Adrian and just states, I'm sure that nothing bad will happen to your auto carriage. We just need to get from point A to B. So, no need for frivolities and the like. But, now then, shall we get prepared? And I kind of just put my hands together and, I guess, we'll just go and get ready for that.
Out of character, who can drive? Because I cannot.
I can.
Okay.
Kind of.
Ian.
As long as you have operate surface, you're fine.
Yeah, I have operate surface, navigate surface.
I have neither, so.
So, after getting to the garage and getting into the quote-unquote worst auto carriage, which all of them are lavishly overdone.
This is not going to be subtle at all.
I just look over and I just state, out of character, what what are we going to right now? Like, it was some sort of, like, report that Voot was telling us about. He was saying,
Yeah, we're good.
what exactly?
Zora was on her way.
Or was on her way. There was a location in the desert, but our signal wasn't strong enough, so...
Okay, we're gonna need something a little bit more... These vehicles, are they kind of just like fancy chauffeur cars or something?
Well, no, we're going to go see Voot right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not going to the desert yet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this car would not handle the desert at all.
Yeah, we'll get something else for that.
Well, I just kind of look to the rest of them and I just state, yes, this vehicle would attract quite a bit of attention. What if we just call one of our local transports or something? That would be a lot simpler, I reckon.
Would also be less taxing on our host. I like your idea.
Yes. Now then, I guess I will call in some favors here. I'm just gonna requisition just, probably just, something really simple sort of deal, like something modest, so maybe like, common level transport, medium grade. That would probably be common, wouldn't it, for requisition purposes?
I'm not going to make you roll a rec test. I'm just going to have you call a cab. It won't be that hard.
Yeah, I'll just call like a cabbie and stuff, and we'll just use that, and we'll just state.
Well, you're not using a cab without a New York accent. I'm sorry, this is gonna happen.
Can we use Uber?
Oh, damn it!
Well, it's either New York or Indian. That's fine. Whatever.
No, I got the perfect Uber voice if they choose Uber, Alexis.
But yeah. I just call I call them up and I just state, need pickup around this, but we're not gonna say like right at the house. We're gonna just go like a block or two away, like near like a store or a business, and we're gonna just say need pickup here and go to like that area or whatever. Perfect. We're not gonna go like right from point A to B, doorstop to doorstop sort of thing, is that'd be silly. So,
okay. Right. So, after making contact with the vehicle and being a couple of blocks away from the actual house itself, you open up the cab door. Yo, so where do you gotta go?
I just look at him and I just state, what was Voot's place out of character again? It was like...
I'll give them Voot's coordinates wherever they are.
Yeah, we just, I'm just gonna say, we need to pick up some aluminum globes at these coordinates. We got a shipment we've got to handle here. Drop us off at this point. And I
yeah. I got you, yo, man. But tell me right now, are you gonna actually go and pick up some, you know, that good stuff? Yo, because I can really use some of that.
What?
I just
why are you even talking to us about that?
I just tell him the aluminum globes. I just state, what, aluminum globes? You need lights that badly?
Nah, man, I want to see lights. Yo, I want to see some good lights. Yeah, this girl knows what I'm talking about. Yo, let me see you, little hottie. Yeah, I like this.
Excuse me.
I just look at him and I just state, if you want to see pretty lights, I reckon you could talk to the manufacturer owner himself. I reckon he could hook you up with something to razzle your dazzle or whatever you
yeah, man, is this guy with you? Like, is he,
If you continue on like this, I'm gonna make you see lights.
I'm gonna stick my arm in front of, Stella, just kind of like, chillax, I got this.
I'll give a discontent look over to Titus.
Yo, girl, let me get you Vox.
Excuse me, sir, but she's not the one who would have such a thing. Now, if you would at least show a little bit of professionalism, I might have something you're after.
Oh, yo, you got that? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna like drive you around, but can that little hottie sit up front? You know, it's a stick shift after all.
I'm just gonna state this to him. Listen, if you drive us from point A to B, get us there fast, and get us with our business, I'll put in a word for you with the manufactorum owner, and you can have your flashy vehicle here, all nice and bright. How's that? And I'm gonna roll commerce for this.
Wait. Yo, man, what is Grandpa up to right now? Yo, he knows what I'm after, right? Like, I'm after that lighting stuff, you know, that stuff that makes you see lights.
I'm younger than you.
Why don't you let him take the front seat and he'll talk to you about it on the drive over?
Yeah.
No. I don't need a freaking, I don't swing that way. Like, you know, look, young Hattie, you can join me. Like, get up front. Let's just do this.
Do you have a manager of some sort?
Nah, girl, I own this business.
I stay to him. I just stay to him. Listen, you're gonna get some bright poppin' lights here, and I'm going to tell you something right now. This car's gonna be brighter than anything you could ever imagine after I put in a word with the boss owner of this manufactorum. Trust me on this. You get us from point A to B, let me sit up front, and I put a word in. I don't want to be out in the back here. I want to be riding shotgun. You hear me? Riding shotgun. And
Alright, I hear you old stuff. But you know what? Yeah, you know, it's good. Yeah, just hop in. Come on.
I fold my arms discontently before taking a seat in the back. Across the car from him, as far away from him as I can, like up against the door.
Okay, I just kind of look over to Stella and I just nod as I sit in the shotgun next to this dude here.
I nod back at him before turning to look out the window.
I just look over to him. Now then, point A to B, please.
Yeah, you got it. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go there, but I'm gonna tell you, there's this really good place to get some really good food. Like, you're gonna love this stuff. Like, I'm just telling you.
Point A to B, please. We're not hungry. We need to do business. You want to get your lights, don't you? Get us there fast, no questions asked, and we will get you your lights.
Alright, I hear you. So, like, you're not Arbites, right? Like, you guys are cool?
Do we look like Arbites?
Yo, I don't know. Like, my buddy G, like, he got freaking busted by the Arbites the other day. Like, they got him, man. They got him. They were like, they were setting up this whole thing.
Eyes.
I'm gonna roll my eyes too.
And I just state here, could I do a, let me think.
I'm gonna do
infuse knowledge underworld on this guy or something?
That's forbidden lore.
Underworld's not forbidden, that's common. Underworld's not forbidden. That's common.
Either way, he starts driving the car, but he's just gonna talk the entire time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him, if we were Arbites, if you asked us, we'd have to tell you. It's the law. Don't worry about it. I'll roll a deceive on that if you want.
Do it, because I got an idea with this.
I'll roll judgment to help you, so give, because I know the law, so I'll roll you, like...
Plus 10?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Plus 10 bonus.
Alright, so the young hottie's not an Arbite. You got the toast, you got the Kaga in the back. Yo, that man is my hero. Like, man, you guys keep this place working. You guys are tight, man. You ever need some help, you just call me up. I got you, man. I got you. And yo, young Skinny over here, like, he's pretty cool, yo. Like, what is your name, young Skinny?
Are you referring to me?
Yes.
My name's none of your concern, lad, and if you keep talking, we're gonna have a problem. I suggest we continue this entire...
You are strong. I like that. You're going to fit right in here. Yo, you got to be good. All right, so let's get down there. We're going to be awesome. This is going to be tight. We're just going to fly right through all these lights. No Arbites, no nothing. We got this.
Wait, I thought we were just going point A to point B.
Yeah, that's what I said. We're going to go to point A from point B.
I just look at him and I just state, listen, we might not be Arbites, but I'm gonna tell you something right fast here. if you cut the lights and you keep going through this traffic like a madman, we're going to have our bites on our arse here. And I'm just going to roll judgment just to know how the speeding crap and laws and all that. Just make sure he gets us from point A to B without killing us. Fuck. Rat don't know how to drive. Whatever. He's just gonna state this. He's gonna state, listen, we want a nice, calm, relaxing ride from point A to B. Please do that. We want to.
Yo, don't worry, man. I got you. But if you like look to your left right now, you'll actually see like Little G's place, like best pizza in all of Raven. I'm telling you right now, that place is gonna go places. I guarantee you that's gonna be in the upper hive soon. Like right there, Buddy G. You just tell him that I sent you. You'll get some good food, especially for young Hottie back there.
Really?
Could I do a logic test to think of a way to get him to focus on driving past?
No, the best part is he is focusing on driving. You've never driven with a New Yorker before.
I'm just going to lean. I'm going to lean forward, like put my head like right up next to his. Now listen here, lad. You're going to shut your mouth, eyes forward. We're going to have a nice, silent car ride. Do I make myself clear? And then do you want me to roll command for that?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Let's see if you're actually like commanding and intimidating. I really hope you're not. Really hope you're not.
Do I get any bonuses or no?
No bonuses.
Fuck.
I just look over, and actually, I'm just going to ask him this. Actually, I'm gonna from the conversation. I'm gonna actually take a hit for the team here, and I'm just gonna state. Actually, since you do seem to be you are driving just fine. Maybe there is some things you can tell me here. Obviously, you can tell I'm not from around here, but I would like to know about a few things while we're going from point A to B.
All right, what you need to know, old man?
Yeah. With him in mind and whatnot, he says the following. He says, you obviously don't like Arbite, so I have a question for you. What's some good things I should know if I should like to poke around and explore maybe some of the more discreet places around here? And could I get a lore underworld?
He's just gonna tell you
stuff. Okay.
Alright, so man, I hear what you're saying. Yo, trust me. You go down these 3 streets, okay? You go left here, you go right here. And by the way, he's just speeding past these roads. You have no idea which ones he's talking about. You make a left here, you go right here, you go 3 blocks down. You'll run into the street. We just call it the gorge distance. Like, I know it sounds weird, but trust me on this one. Yo, it'll be like throwing a Grox down an alleyway. You will be covered. I'm telling you. That's where you want to go for that kind of stuff. I got you, man. I got you. I can make a stop there if you really want. Like, if you really need to right now.
I mean, you with a group.
I'm going to whisper to Huron. Do you even understand him anymore?
I just look over to him and I just say, no, won't be necessary. I just want to know just for my own reasons. You see.
No, man. I got you. I understand. Like, you know, you're old. You got needs. I can find you what can cure your needs.
I look at him and I kind of just put my I just say, I'm really not that old. I'm just a little bit rough around the edges. That's not. Let me just be frank here. I'm a lawyer. I know people who sometimes need help, and I always like to find new clients.
You are right. Lawyers pay top dollar for that ass. I got you. I fully understand.
May the Omnissiah give me strength.
Yo, by the way, we're here.
Again. How much longer do you think this will be?
By the way, you're here.
Yeah, I just nod to him and I just state, Thanks, and I give him like, his payment, and I leave.
As soon as we stop, I'm gonna peel out of the car. Just get out.
Yo,
Yeah, I'm gonna
what
follow
about them lights,
What's
man?
I just said to him. I just say to him. I gotta put the word into him first before I can't do that. I'm not some weird voodoo magic wizard person. I must go to the person first to put in the word. What's their name?
Yeah.
Yo, you just tell him that little Jacqueline just came by and he's looking for lights, alright? They'll know me. Trust me.
I'm just gonna hand him a tube of Obscura, 'cause I'm assuming that's what he's referring to.
Yo, man. Yo, my Kaga, you got it. Yo, you ever need, you just hit me up on this Vox. I'll give you a ride wherever you need to go so long as it's in Raven. Trust me, man. Got you.
Okay, and I just nod and I just state to him. And one other thing. Just do us one favor. Don't let anyone know that we go from where we go and whatnot. After all, we just gave you a bit of a gift.
Yo, trust me on this. After I hit this, I ain't even gonna remember the past 6 hours. I got you. You just hit me up on that Vox and I will get you with this. Trust me. Now I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna have some fun. Yo, take care, guys. And he just peels out and drives away.
Gotcha.
Oh, God.
I just look over and I just as he's gone out of earshot, I just state, the local wildlife disappoints me even further. I think the only wildlife that I've encountered on this planet that I've genuinely liked is Bulwark. And is he with us right now, or is he at the
No,
mansion?
I left him back at the house. I wanted us to go in subtle. People would notice him.
Yeah, that's fine. I just state, the only wildlife I actually appreciate on this planet is the one that scares everybody.
Agree.
By the way, for everybody
maybe I
watching... Whoops, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Alexis.
By the way, for everybody watching, Bulwark is the name of the horrifying dog thing that they have.
My puppers.
That dog.
The boy.
That boy.
Otherwise known as the boy.
It's a dog that if it ever comes running at me in the middle of the night, I will kick it.
That's okay. It generally stays with me, and right now it's probably in my room. But in character, I'll say, if he doesn't report us, we'd have a discreet ride, but I'd rather not take his cab again.
Neither would I.
It also, your clothes now reek of Obscura, by the way.
Oh, great.
What does Obscura smell like?
Probably.
We can't talk about it.
It smells like mope stuff. Anyway.
Oh,
I'm just going
no.
to, while this is there like a public washroom or something?
It's actually good. If anything, it'll lower our subtlety. We'll blend in with the lower class people.
Okay, well, we're just going to boot anyways, and he doesn't have a high opinion of us anyway.
Anyway, while you guys finally make your way down to the actual manufactorum, you make your way into an office where Voot is sitting.
Alright. Go in, I assume.
Yep. Voot comes walking into the office right behind you guys. Oh, good, you got my message.
As gobbled as it was.
Yeah, sorry about that. Hacking your systems took me only a couple of minutes.
Well, what is that you needed to talk to us about?
Okay, here's the deal. I may have found a lead on the location of Judge Posh. Now, if you don't know, he is one of the planetary nobles. He only got his name after he cracked a cult at one point, claiming that they were heretics. You know, made a big spectacle of it. Everybody ate it up. He eventually rose through the ranks, becoming a judge, and then finally becoming a noble.
Out of character, can I roll judgment on this?
Yes.
I should probably roll scrutiny too.
You can also roll scrutiny.
Yeah, I'll roll a judgment. Any modifiers?
Nope.
I'm going to use a fate. For this.
Okay, go ahead. Let's roll a d100 if it's quicker.
Damn it. No, I don't know shit.
Me either.
It essentially sounds like he cheated his way up the ladder.
Doesn't surprise me at all because that stuff happens on Forge Worlds all the time.
Yep.
That's how nobility tends to operate. They're slimy, and it takes a lot to keep them in line.
Well, look. I don't care about this man. To be honest, he's not paying his tithes. I'm just going to take over his operation, put one of my men in charge. It seems like the easiest way of dealing with all of this.
I just chime in as well on top of that. I just state,
After all, the acquisition of assets is perfectly acceptable if they are in debt and not paying their tithes according to administratum rules.
Yeah, all I know is I'm going to send out some guys to probably deal with his people once he comes back. I'm not too worried about him, to be honest. But
It's Aurora.
the problem
I
is
interject.
Aurora's going after him. Now, I don't know about you guys. We have... I would assume we're friends at this point. And you know a thing or two about Aurora. In fact, I'm pretty sure... And he looks right at Curon. Pretty sure some of you know her a lot better than others.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna tap my chest plate, like right where the cut is. Wait, I'm curious about the cut. Is it like just directly down my chest? Just
it is
direct
directly
symmetry?
and perfectly straight down your chest.
I don't like that.
It's almost a better cut than Titus could do with a scalpel.
Almost.
That's terrifying. Not even
Yeah.
gonna lie. That is terrifying.
Like, that's how they swing their blades. It's perfect. Anyway. Look. We have a little bit of a problem here. See, if Aurora gets the asset, Posh, and his men, we're going to run into a serious problem because Posh is connected to the PDF.
I don't know if you noticed, but we've tried to fight Aura before, and it didn't exactly go well for us.
Yeah. All you have to do this time is get past her, make sure I can secure those assets, and everything gets brushed under the rug. He goes missing, I take over his tithes, I pay them, and this planet slowly becomes just another Forge world. Something to serve the Imperium, unlike this bleak outlook we have on this world as is. These nobles, And he says something in binary, but Titus, you pick up on this right away. He basically just calls them useless sacks of flesh.
Yeah. Can I roll scrutiny on this guy just to see his overall demeanor sort of deal, like towards the other nobles? Okay. Fellowship-based or perception?
Fellowship.
I didn't realize you could change the attributes on those things.
And yes, you can.
Read from him?
Circumstantially, yeah.
Okay, so from what you're gathering from his body language and everything like that, he's really, really annoyed with this. Annoyed to the point where he actually had to ask you guys to help.
So he doesn't really like dealing with us, it's evident. So I'm just gonna tell him this then. I'm just gonna say this.
That is, we could deal with Aurora, but we here are also on a mission.
No, you guys cannot deal with Aurora. I seen what she did to you.
Let me finish my sentence, good sir. I didn't say I'm not alluding to fighting her directly. I'm saying we could deal with Aurora for you to let you do whatever your plan may be, but if we're going to do this, we're here on a mission to investigate these tithes, as we've told you, and if we're going to be dealing with Aurora, who has evidently thrown us a curveball, who has thrown us a rather... She's very tough in any sort of combat. We need some sort of advantage. You have a aluminum factory. The people on this planet are, for the most part, Nightsiders, from what I know. Maybe there is some sort of device or lights you could give us to steal the show, to blind them, so to speak, if you go catch my meaning with this. We provide this distraction for you, and we hamper them without directly fighting them, because, quite frankly, fighting them is suicide. But a distraction, on the other hand, well, that we can manage.
So, out of character, if you didn't understand what I was getting at, I'm basically asking him for lights and stuff like that to either, like, flash, like, something like flash grenades or, like, bright lights just to disorient the Aurora's, like, mooks and crap like that.
Flashbang grenades?
Yeah, or like something like that. Like just he makes lights and stuff, right? So I imagine he could make something that could like photo bombs or something like that. Something that's bright. Like I asked him that more or less. I don't know if that came across. I was just trying to find words.
He starts speaking in binary. Oh my god, these guys are idiots.
I'm just going to speak in binary and go, I would prefer just being given the mission parameters and asking what the retrieval method will be.
Look, here's what you have to do. And he's speaking binary this entire time. Get across the desert. Get to mid-hive Annabelle, okay?
Okay. And I'm making notes in my data slate.
By the way, the other hive city across the desert is named Annabelle. This one is named Raven. For those of you that didn't keep up on that.
Gotcha. No,
There's an overall story about that as well. Anywho. Look, Aurora's after him. I only have a lead on him, and Aurora's already going after him. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that my information is correct. The only good thing that we have is we have a week before she sets out. I found out the information that I needed from her by hacking her Vox network. In fact, as a sign of good faith, here's her Vox number if you need to eavesdrop on her.
All right. And in that, I'm going to give him at least a private Vox frequency between me and him.
Yo, girl,
like,
give me those digits. Anyway.
Well, no, it's more along the lines of if he has any...
Basic or
actual... Well, because I mean, I can just create a Vox signature so that he can only speak with me, so it doesn't interfere with the one that we have in the group, right?
Yeah, sounds good enough to me.
All right, cool. So then I would do that. I'd be like, if we have any necessary information, it'd be a lot easier to speak directly rather than have you hack our systems again.
Sounds good to me. Now, here's the other thing. Crossing the desert is dangerous. I don't have a vehicle that can get across the desert. You're going to have to acquire one. Now, how you do it is up to you, but I'm pretty sure I can brush it off as a construction accident.
Fair enough.
Are they still speaking binary?
Yep.
Okay.
This is all happening in less than like a second, by the way.
Okay. Well, after that, I'm just going to say this out of character because my brain fucking hurts and I can't muster words proper. It's nothing to do with the session, just had a long day. I'm just going to state to him that I'm serious about, like, photo flash bombs or something. If we're going across the desert and we're dealing with Aurora's goons, potentially, I want some serious backup and whatnot in the sense of equipment. Would he have anything like that that we could trade for or acquire here?
At that, he looks at you. And you could see a level of disgust on his face, and he's just like, fine. and he walks out. About 3 minutes pass, and he walks back in with a small duffel bag. He hands the duffel bag over to you. Don't open this until you get out.
I'm gonna smirk at him and say, if you have any power weapons, I'd make better use of them than you as well.
I just kind of look over at Stella and then look at him, and then I just look at the duffel bag and stuff like that, and I'm just going to state,
noted, but you won't mind if I inspect its contents right here, right now.
No, you cannot do that.
Just open it outside.
As for you want a power weapon?
If you've got one, I'm sure I can make better use of it than you. I certainly stood up Batora better than you did.
He looks at his repaired mechadendrite with the plasma pistol in its hand. Well, in the mechadendrite itself. And he brings down another 2 of his mechadendrites. That may be true. Maybe. And he just gives you a smirk.
I'll be ready and waiting for when you want to hand it over.
We're going to do the purchasing of weapons and things like that off camera.
Yeah, could I do a scrutiny check on the bag? Just to see if it's just not like a bomb or something to fuck us over at some indeterminate point. As I assume it's just like a big bag, like Lord of War style that has all what we need in it. But hey, I'm just checking because this guy seems like an asshole.
You can roll scrutiny on it, plus 10.
Okay. Plus 10, scrutiny, here we go.
He likes me well enough.
Alright,
yeah, but
so...
that's because you're a tech dude.
As you, lift up the bag and look at it, you can clearly see the outlines of some type of bomb. Some type of explosive.
Okay, I kind of just note that, and I just look over to Voot, and I just state, what are the words I'm trying to say here? I'm sorry. I'm not normally like this. I'm just gonna state, I'm just gonna ask him, will this kill us? Like, how much time do we have until this thing, more or less, like, detonates or fucks over? And how much brevity do we have once I do activate / open it? Sort of deal. Like, that's
You'll just have to find out.
I just look at him with, like, disgust and a frown, and I just state, and I just, I'm gonna roll judgment in the back of my head, for, crimes of attempted, like, just if there's attempted murder of inquisitorial acolytes and shit, what the punishments are for that. I'm not gonna say this out loud, but I'm going to just, note this for myself.
Yep.
Rolling judgment.
Anyway.
Fucking 2, baby. What is it?
You'll find out very soon, okay?
Okay.
All
right. So, after all of this is said and done, he gives you coordinates to go and meet at the front side of the desert. There is a merchant there that sells vehicles. These vehicles can all get across the desert. You're going to need to go there. Now, if you don't mind, I have a forge to run.
I'm gonna wait up, like make a wait up motion to him.
What do you want?
You said this Posh. He was no, he said he was a lord, right?
He's a judge.
He was a judge who was like a noble
Just
who
a
became
judge.
a judge. Yeah. He's a noble, but he became a judge through busting a cult, more or less. But there was probably a lot of scandal and bullshit involved, so he rose up dirty. So yeah, that's what this Lord Posh is, Lord Judge Posh.
All right, and you said he had, all right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah. So you said this Lord Posh. He has connections to the PDF. What kind of connections?
That is unfortunately something I don't know. I only know the rumors about him. Rumors are that he's pretty close to the local PDF, In fact, he might have a storehouse of weaponry at this point, but I am unsure. And if he does have these weapons, that would be what Aurora's after.
Could I use my talent, my ability rather, with the quest for knowledge, and use my infused knowledge and do Imperial Guard to automatically succeed with 4 degrees of success on that?
What are you trying to figure out?
Specifically Lord Posh's connections with the PDF, what they entail, and so on and so forth through the lens of Imperial Guard lore, which the PDF would be covered under.
Okay, so yes, you can. And what you gather is because he's a lord and because he's a judge and he cracked a cult, you're assuming, of course, that he had military experience. This being said, if he became a judge and worked with the Arbites and the Planetary Defense Force, it would only make sense that he has a connection to the PDF. This would also mean that with his status, he might be able to requisition weapons.
Okay, so his connection with the PDF, normally he would have military experience and whatnot, but he's likely rose through the ranks and stuff like that, and he's just kind of controlling the PDF through judicial means, is what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay, and it's basically corruption where he's doing arms trading, stockpiling weapons through the PDF as a conduit, is what you're getting at.
Yep.
Okay, I nailed it then on the head with that. Okay.
Pretty much, and that's what makes him super dangerous.
Okay, I'm not going to say this to Voot, because Voot doesn't need to know, but I'll just kind of note that, and yeah, when opportunity arises, I'll probably tell Kieran and talk to him about it. Because Voot doesn't need to know where weapons stockpiles is. I don't trust him that way at all, actually.
Oh, and if you have any last-minute requests, ask them now. This is him basically being a merchant. We're going to do this part after the stream and everything, and this is where you're just going to purchase weapons. Or purchase stuff that you want.
Yeah.
And at that point, he's going to look at you and go, "Good. Now, are we done? Get going."
I'll be sure to get there before Aura for you.
Yeah, God knows I don't need to clean you guys up.
Yeah, Ratchet just kind of notes his behavior and kind of just states, he just looks to Stella, and he looks over to Kieran and Titus, and he just states,
right then, we have our objectives, our manifest. Let's leave, get prepared, approach these merchants, and do our business.
I know the perfect taxi you could take over there.
No.
Yeah, let's see if we can find a different ride. Let's see if there's like a.
He's gonna be on Obscura anyway, so no, he's not available.
You've never been in New York City, have you?
Is there like a train we can
No, I
take?
haven't, but I have driven with people who were on cocaine before. So
Oh, but it's
Jesus. Anyway.
Moving on.
Call Uber.
At that point right there, we are going to end this. I'm just going to assume that you guys have gotten a ride to the point before the desert. And that's where we're going to end this episode of Egosition. I had a lot of fun. This one was a good one.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me for another episode of Egosition. I hope you enjoyed. As always, I'm Alexis the Ego Queen. I love you guys. Bye.